Hello, how are you out there today? Remo back, and we are out on my newest Snowrunner mod map project, which is going to be an ode to Fraser Island. Gather you might have already picked that up from the intro, but better safe than sorry, right? Today we are going to be taking this little Trail Cruiser 60 by John Hot Rod out for a run across the map. Definitely one of my favorite scout vehicles, this one. I go back to it all the time. Another awesome truck put out by, I'm sure, for most of us, one of our favorite modders. Now, the reason why I've taken so long to actually build a Fraser Island map is Fraser Island is essentially all sand. It is a sand island, and previously sand doesn't have physics. It's just kind of hard, different textured ground. Now you see here we have soft sand. A little while back, and in fact for quite a while, there has been extrudable sand in the editor. There isn't a brush to paint depth to that extrudable sand. So when I say extrudable, we can add physics to it. We have mud and we have snow. So what I did is I finally a while ago tried using the extrudable sand texture with the snow brush, and it actually creates a pretty quality feel of sand. The only downfall, as you can see on screen, is the particles that come up off the tire are snow colored. Now, when Expeditions come out, I noticed that it had the same texture in the editor, and I tried it and it worked. Again, I've always been hesitant to use it because you never know if something they put in the game and they've never actually used the extrudable sand themselves is going to get removed at some point just for space. So anyways, when I saw it in the Expeditions editor, I went ahead and tried it. It worked. So I messaged them and just asked if they had ever considered making a sand brush texture in the same, it could be exactly the same, just with brown coming off the tires instead of the white that you see here. They informed me that it wasn't something that was in the cards. Now, keep in mind, I asked a while ago, right when Expeditions was coming out, so they were extremely busy. But they did say that they weren't going to take it out of the game and that I could use it. It wouldn't mess anything up. So you'll notice that the first iteration of this was on the third map in the Gauntlet region, which was a small map, and it was just kind of a test to see if it worked on all the consoles and stuff. And overall, it went over quite well. So this is going to be the first actual build using that soft sand everywhere. And let me tell you, this Fraser Island map is going to have a lot of sand. We're just coming into the new part of the trail that you haven't seen, and trying to give that rainforesty feel. You can't do it in this game. First of all, you don't have the models. Second of all, if you get stuff too close together, you start getting the stuttering and stuff in the screen. And I know I'm right at the limit here right now, so I'm just kind of playing around with different plant looks and stuff, and we'll do the best we can. This is by no means going to end up being a direct copy of Fraser Island. I wish I could do that, but the time and the size of that area compared to my 4 kilometer squared map just isn't going to match up. So my plan, and as you've seen in the time builds and other videos, is that I'm really going to try and focus on putting in some of the features of Fraser Island and give it that feel. One thing building this and doing research, which means watching a fair bit of 24/7 guys running around this island, is them saying that you go down this tight trail with trees and such, and then all of a sudden you pop out on a beach. And that's the feel I'm trying to hit with this map in general. Some nice fun trails like this is definitely something you can roll a truck down. Not deep enough sand. I definitely have this too solid, which is making it kind of easy, and again, you can come back up it, and it'll be a challenge in its own. And I've also kind of taken a bit of a liberty here. I don't think there's a waterfall quite like this in Fraser Island, but I needed to get down to ocean level, and thought that looked pretty sharp, so just worked it in. Another little visual picture-taking spot, basically. I am going to make some areas in the deeper forest have some muddy, like sand mud kind of trails, so it's not all going to be dry like this, although there is going to be a lot of it that ends up dealing with sand. Like even right here, I'm probably going to make the grass down the middle of the road a bit narrower so there's more tires in the sand. And I've made it soft, but again, I haven't made it deep enough. And that's just kind of a feeling out process, because I haven't used this extrudable sand this extensively anywhere. I just kind of made a few quick areas as a test in the Gauntlet map, and it's like I said, it seemed to go over well. I'm still looking around trying to see if there's any way I can change the color or make the snow-colored particles coming off the tires disappear even, but I so far haven't been successful. But I really truly believe that, and you'll see when you get to drive around on it, just having that feel of the sand and not every bump giving you damage on your vehicle, it's definitely worth having it, and you kind of stop noticing it to a point after a while. Here we're just rolling out on another nice beach. Truthfully, this is the same beach we started on, just way down at the other end of the island, and it's going to be like that. There's going to be trails just going all over. I have some ideas for missions, but it's not going to be a mission heavy map. It's going to be a lot of just exploring and cruising around, and I pretty much guarantee I'm going to hook it up with the Aussie Adventure region with Tassie and Outback overlanding. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.